Hello there. So, the final episode, and we start off with a big one. Her mother apparently had the gift as well. And it seemed like every previous generation added something to the power. And her mother added healing powers. How her mother got them? I don't know. It seemed like originally it was, well, they explained it. They tried to explain the powers. They're like, oh, your ancestors, there was cunning thinking. Oh, there was someone who was strong. Oh, there was the perfect marksman. Oh, there was the perfect, they're all women, of course. There's the perfect all this, and they all embody you. And the mother, her mother, Maya's mother, happens to have healing powers. And there is no explanation as to how she has healing powers through this echo chamber of, you know, just receiving a strength that a past generation had created. Healing is a mythical ability, and where did that come from along that family tree? Who has mystical powers in that line? And it was just the dumbest thing. Oh, it's the mother. The mother has the special healing power. And I gotta say, there was an opportunity here. There was an opportunity here to add something that would have made it so much nicer. Because they do a flashback to her mother doing healing, and then the very next scene is them re-showing the car crash. I was hoping they would go back on the thing I had a complaint about. I was hoping they would go and show her mother basically healing the daughter, but no, she's dead in the car. It was just like, it would have been a nice self-sacrifice thing where she sacrificed the last life force she has to heal her daughter. Not to repair the leg, but to make her feel no pain. Like there's a reason why she woke up feeling no pain. That would have been so impactful. But no, they can't have that. They're just like, no, that kind of thought process doesn't work. So they went away from that. And apparently the woodpecker is a symbol that warns of enemies or something. It was very unimportant, but apparently became important, and it's just one of those things. But yeah, the power is so ridiculous because it was like, okay, fine, a previous generation excellent marksman, sure, you can tap into that and take her ability. Sure, it doesn't give you the talent she had, but sure, whatever. Super strength, sure, she was an athlete. It makes sense that she was stronger than most women would be, so it was like, sure, go ahead. Sure, you'd still need to develop the muscle, but sure, magic powers, whatever. And then there was like, but when it came to the healing, I was just like, okay, so it's leaning into the mythical for no reason. Just the simple healing powers. And it's not just healing of injuries, apparently. It heals much more than just injuries. But it was just so ridiculous. And I gotta say, they had the whole reenactment thing, the whole festival, the powwow, whatever it was called. And that part, I didn't mind how cheesy the costumes were because they're mostly made in-house. They're made by people who want to participate. They're made by people who are interested. They're not made by a movie industry that makes a ton of money on this, which is why I thought the flashback looked absolutely awful. It looked more... Honestly, these outfits look better than most of the costumes because honestly, they were probably the ones that are legitly made by the townsfolk. That's probably why. The ones that were for the flashback were just made by the studio. It was like, oh, let's just get this brown sack and put it on these people. That's what it looks like, right? Yeah, that should be fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Oh, but then they have this ridiculous thing because the climactic battle at the very end is one of the dumbest things ever. One of the dumbest things ever. Yes, Fisk confesses to killing her father. Yes, Fisk is the bad guy. Yes, he doesn't seem... He just doesn't feel it. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right. But it... Like in this one, it's just like, oh, it took a turn for the worse. It took a turn for the worse. Yes, there wasn't much there to begin with in the story, but it literally took a turn for the worst because it went the cliche route where the power was inside us all along. So apparently, Maya has the ability. This is her magical power, which apparently she got from nowhere as well, just like her mother got the healing, where she can pass on the ability of all the others to any other female in the tribe. Yeah. If that makes any sense to you, congratulations. It doesn't make any to me. It was absolutely atrocious. It was just like the powers inside us all along. And this is the part where I absolutely disliked. Oh yeah, and you remember the shin guard that her grandfather made? Served no purpose. It was just there. It was literally just there. It served absolutely no purpose. I don't know what the shin guard's for. I don't know if it was anything, but yeah, it's just there. But the worst act they could have possibly done is they introduced the healing powers. And apparently Maya tried to heal Kingpin's psychological harm. You know, the torment he had growing up, hearing his mother be beaten by an abusive man. The fact that he took his own father's life. It was like she was trying to take away the great act he did of taking out his father. I'm all for that. I'm absolutely for that. If you see someone being beaten and battered, what else do they deserve? Especially if that's your mother that's being beaten and battered. It's just like, oh my gosh. And it's like, no. You need to heal. You need to heal. Don't kill your father. Just let your mother. This is what it sounded like to me when she's like signing to him, telling him, be okay. Don't do it. Don't do it. It's just like, this going on over here. Don't listen to it. Don't pay attention. Cover your ears. Just let your mother get beaten to a pulp. Just let it happen. It doesn't matter. It's not important. Don't save her. Don't save her. That's what it sounded like she was saying. It was just like, dude, you're a female. You should be completely with Kingpin in his actions. Heck, I'm with Kingpin in his actions. Sure, where he went after that is all chaotic, but don't try to turn that child's act into an act of this. It was just like, no. Oh my gosh. But this is awful. It's awful. I know. I'm gonna have a podcast on this pretty soon, and I know I'm gonna be talking with someone who absolutely enjoyed it. And honestly, that's just because the chick's in it. He liked She-Hulk. It was absolutely awful, but he enjoyed it. He hated Secret Invasion just because, the chick wasn't the main character, wasn't the main focus. The camera wasn't all on her, so it was just like it could have been. I don't know. I don't think it could have been good. I don't think it could have. I just feel like they didn't know what they were doing. They didn't know what they were doing. The pacing was all off, which everyone's complained about. They had Kingpin. They had Fisk, and they did nothing with him. They tried to cure him. Yes, there is a post-credit scene where they're gonna do that. New York they're having a new mayor, and Fisk is gonna put his name on the ballot sheet. He wants to run. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I finished this series. And I suffered through it. But I saw it. I can say I saw it. I can say I was there. I can say I don't know anything about that Native American tribe. I don't. Apparently that was the huge, reason as to why you're supposed to watch it. And oh yeah, well, no, you're supposed to watch it because she's deaf, Native American, and crippled. Which I gotta say, I don't want to take any shots towards the actress, because in the end, there are scenes where let's just be honest, she's a block of wood throughout the entire series. And I don't think that's on her when, first of all, she already has handicaps, which make it more difficult for her to take direction. And on top of that, she might not understand that certain aspects are seen through the face. She's deaf, so of course she reads a lot of people's faces, so she would know. But at the same time, how do you direct to someone that when you can't really speak to them correctly? So I think there was kind of a lost in translation type of situation. So the actress, I think she did the best she could with what she was given. I don't know, because I wasn't there. I just feel like she had a bit of a hurdle to get around when most directions that are given are verbal, especially like on an actual film set. The director's sitting there. If the shot doesn't feel right, they'll go to it again. They'll talk to the person, and they'll use their vocabulary. They'll use their hands and everything to kind of explain the situation. Even try to do it on their face. Here, they'll just be signing it the whole time, and I feel like the signing of every single person kind of took away, because some of the times the people, you could tell they were trying to think of the next thing they were supposed to sign. It works for some characters, but when people are supposed to be fluent, it really does take away from it. It really does. The grandmother, why she was whispering, I still don't know, but I don't know. It was a weak cast. The only characters I really liked were Biscuit, the cousin, and the grandfather. Just because the grandfather was taking advantage of white people. It's sad that that's the only thing I enjoyed. And the lovable idiot, which was Biscuit, the cousin. I mean, I don't understand the line from Lion King, and then apparently he builds a monster truck out of the scrapyard. It's just, okay, whatever, but it is what it is. It is what it is. This is out there, and it's a thing. It's a thing. I'm sure some people will absolutely enjoy this. I'm sure they will, until months down the road, and then you ask them if they'll ever watch it again, and then they go no. If they're never going to watch it again, then you know they don't enjoy it. They just said they enjoyed it in the time just because, heck, I'll rewatch a ton of stuff. I'll always rewatch, but you know what? That's a different conversation for another time. Thank you all for watching. I'm sorry if you suffered through this all, but thank you all. Talk to you next time. Toodles.